Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Are you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler.
This is The Best Pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, and I'm Don Trettler. Welcome to the show.
Ang Lee, by the way. That's completely off topic from what we're talking about, but that's what I meant.
Yeah, we're already talking movies. So, like,
We've been talking movies like the last 10 or 15 minutes. So.
Oh, yeah.
We always bring up football. The Falcons lost, so they're no longer tied for first with the Bucs because, as you said, the Bucs won. Falcons lost to, I think, the Carolina Thursday night. Kind of.
oh, right. Yeah, it was Carolina.
Yeah, battle of the.
I was surprised because I don't think Carolina has a quarterback. Or actually, Marcus Mariota came back this week.
Well, he's Atlanta's quarterback.
Oh,
You
he
mean
is.
Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield. Yeah, okay.
I still think Mayfield has a chance to be like a quality starter. I mean, he's not going to be worthy ever of the number one pick in the draft, which I thought he would be in Cleveland, but Cleveland kind of dumped on him and didn't really give him much of a chance. And but they have no problem signing Deshaun Watson to a $200 million deal after everything.
Did he start yet? Deshaun
He's still
Watson?
suspended.
Oh, he's still suspended.
Yeah,
Okay. It's
so-
getting close.
Yeah, I want to say it's like week 13 or week 14 he can start playing. But yeah, no, it's getting there. I mean, if I was them, I wouldn't even bother him in play, because they're not going to make the playoffs. It's like, why bother getting him hurt? Just keep losing with the crappy quarterback you have right now and get a better draft pick.
Yeah.
Because why bother at this point? But
And,
so
tonight, the undefeated Eagles go.
who are they playing?
Oh, good question. I don't know.
Washington?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is it really? they're on TV.
That sounds right. No, I'm just because I don't think Washington played.
They're forcing Americans to watch the Reds or whatever they're called nowadays.
The Commanders.
The Commanders, because they are terrible. And the Eagles are undefeated. It's a watch. Washington's going to beat them because that's just how football's been this year. Who beat? I guess there's like a big to-do about the way the Bills-Vikings game ended yesterday. The fact that Fox Sports is obligated to change the game in Dallas. In the Dallas-Green Bay area, they had to change it to the Packers and Cowboys game.
Oh.
And I think it was the Rams and, was it the 49ers? Rams and somebody in their division. And people were pissed because they said not only was it the game of the year, it could be the game of the century so far. And the Vikings ended up coming back winning by a field goal in overtime. And, like, a lot of people are not happy. And, the article said, you know what, you can be mad at Fox all you want, but it's the NFL that says you're contractually obligated to turn it to the market to the teams that are playing, regardless of how good the game is. And, I mean, I wasn't watching. I'd be pissed, though. I mean, everyone said it was an outstanding game. Jefferson had one of the best catches, like, anyone's ever seen. I guess
So here they changed it?
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't watching. But specifically in the Dallas-Green Bay, lost whatever the Rams are and whoever, those markets didn't get to see the end of the game. And people were not happy because they're like, the Rams aren't going anywhere. It was the Rams in Arizona. They're like, neither team's really going anywhere. The Arizona's backups playing. They were just complaining about everything. And normally you'd be like, Dallas and Green Bay, that's a pretty good game.
Sounds like a good game.
It ended up being a pretty good game. Green Bay came back and won 31-28.
Wow.
But
That's big.
people were just mad. And I was just reading it, and I was like, I'd probably be mad too if I was watching the game because it looked like Buffalo had the game in hand. And then out of nowhere, Minnesota just started slowly picking away, and then they took it to overtime and won. So I just wanted to bring that up. But we are actually here to talk about movies.
Yeah.
So
And this week we actually went to the movies.
we went and saw Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Right.
What did you think?
I thought it was all right.
I thought the second half was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know about the first half. I'm gonna have to watch it again. I kind of fell asleep. I was a little tired.
And normally
so-
that's a bad omen when
No,
you fall asleep in a
It is.
movie.
I was just so tired, and but it got I want to say, it gets a 7.4 on IMDb. I'd say that might be a little high.
Yeah, it's got that initial rush. I think
Right.
in the
It'll
coming-
probably come back down.
Yeah.
Because I think at one point when we were at Joker, when we first saw Joker, it was like 8.8, and I think it's done like 8.3 or 8.4, which is right around where I would give it.
Yeah. Well, we were saying that neither one of us remembered much of about the Black Panther movie, the first Black Panther.
Which isn't necessarily a good sign.
And it was really like a big hit. I mean, everybody loved it. I thought it was good. I don't remember coming out of there raving, and I don't really remember a lot about it. Neither does Joey.
No.
So we went to see, Wakanda Forever, and I don't know if we're going to remember much about that movie. How much do you remember now, 2 days later?
About an hour and 20 minutes worth.
Yeah, it was a long movie.
Maybe like 10 minutes of the first hour and a half, I remember. But I just kept dozing off in between, and I'm just like, what's happening? Like, I had to finally get up and go to the bathroom and splash water on my face.
I think they should have made 2 movies.
Yeah, because it was pretty long. Yeah, definitely.
Two 70-minute movies.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been, because what was it? It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So it could have been like 2 almost hour and a half movies. It's like, but as expected, obviously it dominated the box office. It didn't quite bring in what the first one did, but I don't think anybody expected it to. The first one opened a little over 200 million, and this opened at 180 million.
It almost doesn't have any big name actors in it,
No.
which is pretty amazing.
I mean, the first one had Chadwick Boseman, who at the time I guess was like, you knew who he was because he played, I think he played James Brown in Get On Up.
And he played Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson in 42, so he played some memorable characters. And Michael B. Jordan was in the first one as
Right.
well, who he does have a small part in this one. He's uncredited, but, so they were both pretty up and coming at the time. Obviously now Chadwick Boseman has passed away. And Michael B. Jordan's getting ready for Creed 3 to come out. So he's still, like, chugging along pretty good. But what's her name? Letitia Wright. I looked her up, and I didn't recognize, other than the first Black Panther, I didn't really recognize her from anything else.
No, me either.
And she plays the lead who becomes Black Panther ultimately. Lupita Nyong'o, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
I know that she won Supporting Actress for 12 Years a Slave, but I haven't really seen a lot with her as well, So it's not like, Angela Bassett, obviously, we both know. She's
Right.
been around for quite a while.
That's right. Well, she's a name actor.
Yeah. And they have her listed in like the top 5 or 6 for possibly supporting actress for the movie. I thought she was really good in it. I definitely liked it. The villain, actually, I think this was his first actual movie. I think he's just done like TV series and like TV shows and stuff, but I don't think he's ever actually been in a real movie because it says right on it, introducing, and he's got a funky name.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Because I didn't recognize him. Like, it's not like I'd seen him in something else before.
So I figured maybe they were hoping that, Black Panther did really well. So I think they were hoping that the sequel would do maybe like 3/4 as good. So it would bring in all the people that really liked the first Black Panther movie.
Like I said, 180 million to open. That's pretty good. It didn't beat Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was 187, so that's going to be the highest opening. Maybe not. Probably not. Avatar will probably break it. But and they also said it's not going to end up passing Maverick, so Maverick's going to be the top grossing film of the year. But it's still, opening at $180 million, that's in line with expectations. They certainly didn't expect it to meet what Black Panther did too, and they don't expect it to have the legs that Black Panther had, because that movie was kind of like Maverick, where Maverick didn't open as high, but just word of mouth, just people just kept going and seeing it, and so that ended up making over $700 million. Maverick actually just passed it like a month ago for like I think 5th or 6th all time domestically.
Oh wow!
So Black Panther, and they don't expect it. They certainly expect it to pass Doctor Strange, whatever it's called, to be the second highest grossing film of the year, which I think most people expected even if it got bad reviews, because they knew it was going to open huge.
Did you see the Doctor Strange movie?
I haven't. I don't think I've seen any individual Doctor Strange. I think I've only seen him in the Avengers movies.
Okay. I think there's only 2. I think that's only the second one.
Is it? I mean, I like Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, I really liked the first movie.
And he's really good in the Avengers movies, I think. But I just never really, I don't know, I just never really got into like the individual, most of the individual ones. You know, I did like the Hulk, and I did end up watching the Iron Man movies. But in general, like I haven't seen all the Captain American ones either. You know.
Yeah, I think
And
I
haven't
only saw the first one.
I haven't seen any of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Because I feel like standalone movies, I'm not going to like them. Because I don't really like any of the characters.
Oh.
They're too, like, goofy and just not serious enough for me.
I liked it. I got to say, I liked
did
I
you?
liked the first one. I liked it a lot. The second one, I say I liked it. It had Kurt Russell, had a pretty good role in that one.
I mean, I like Groot. Groot's funny.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just in general. And what's a rocket? Is that
Yeah.
the raccoon or whatever? I mean, they're funny. But I guess I really don't like Chris Pratt's character is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about him. He's just, something about his character just turns me off completely.
Yeah. So what do you think about the Wakanda movie? Do you think it could stand alone? I mean, it was a sequel. If you didn't know anything about Black Panther, if you've never seen it, heard about it, do you think you could watch this movie and enjoy it?
No.
No.
Because I'd be confused. Be like, why is there a funeral to open the movie? Like, what did I miss?
Right.
Which, obviously, if you saw Black Panther, you'd still, if you didn't know the story in real life, you'd be like, how did he die? Like, he was fine at the end of the movie. Did they even ever end up saying how he died?
No, I don't think they did.
I don't think they did either. I almost want to say there was a part with Michael B. Jordan's character when she was doing that flashback or whatever they did with her, where it almost sounds like there was a fire, and maybe.
Oh.
That's what I thought, but I don't remember because it was kind of confusing, and I was still trying to catch up with everything that I had missed from the first half.
Yeah.
But
Did you notice that they did? They opened the movie with a funeral, but instead of everybody wearing black, everybody was wearing white.
yeah, no, that was kind of.
Isn't that kind of interesting?
It was. But I mean, I think everybody kind of knew that it was probably going to open with the funeral because they have to just get right into it and be like, all right, he's obviously not here, you know. But I don't think they ever fully explained how he died. So I was just kind of curious if I missed that because they got to eventually say something.
I didn't catch it either.
No,
so if you didn't catch it, I didn't either.
No,
right?
so I was kind of curious if maybe I just missed it, but no, I think they didn't. So of the movies that you've seen in the theater this year, where would you rank that?
Oh, I don't know. I did well.
I mean, you can't possibly rank it from Halloween.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be in front of Halloween.
It's gotta be on top of Halloween, if nothing else. It's not the worst movie you've seen this year in the theater.
It's probably about the same as Black Adam.
I think I liked it a little more than Black Adam. I just wish it wasn't as long. Obviously, I like Maverick a lot more than I liked it. But yeah, are those the 4 movies that we have seen?
Right.
I think was Maverick, and then
I saw Amsterdam last week, which was
you weren't
okay.
You weren't big on it.
No, there's something wrong. It missed the target for some reason.
Which just shocks me with the director in that cast. It just seems like it's like a match made in heaven, but I think it only gets 6.1, and it tanked at the box office.
Well, interestingly, there was another movie. I looked up David O. Russell, and even though he hit it big with a couple of them,
Yeah.
with, Silver Linings Playbook and
The Fighter, like
Fighter.
American Hustle.
American. Yeah,
Those are some very popular movies, all Academy Award nominated.
There was another one, a romantic comedy, that was below 6. It was like a 5.2.
What was it?
I want to say it's Jake. Was it Jake Gyllenhaal?
What was it called? I don't know.
I can't. I wanted to say Love Actually, but I think that's a Christmas movie, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a Christmas movie. I will look it up though. Actually, I'll look up David O. Russell.
Well, I think it's Jessica Biel too, and it just was that one bombed, and I was looking at the title. I'm like, what is this movie? I don't even remember it coming out. Oh, and he did Joy with
Jennifer Lawrence, right?
with Jennifer Lawrence, yeah, which was decent.
Is that Bradley Cooper too, or no?
Is it? No, I think it's her. I know Robert De Niro's in it. Maybe Bradley Cooper's in it. I don't remember him from it. Let's put it that way.
Accidental Love?
Accidental Love. Do you know that movie?
No.
Yeah, it's. I've looked it up several times, and I was kind of like, Didn't go anywhere.
Joy gets a 6.6, and Bradley Cooper is in Joy.
Okay.
And then I hate it how you have to do this every single time.
Do you like Bradley Cooper?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think I've seen a ton that he's in. But, yeah, oh my, gets a 4.1.
That's pretty horrible.
That's awful. A small-town waitress gets a nail accidentally lodged in her head, causing unpredictable behavior that leads her to Washington, D.C., where sparks fly when she meets a clueless young senator who takes up her cause. But what happens when love interferes with what you stand for? Oh, my God.
How many people saw it? Like, how many people rated that movie?
8.6 thousand.
Wow, so that's a good number of people.
A lot of people didn't like it, obviously.
That thing must have tanked because you didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what it was.
Again, though, I mean, Jessica Biel, Jake Gyllenhaal, Catherine Keener, James Marsden, Tracy Morgan, James Brolin.
Right,
I
good
mean,
cast.
That's a heavy-hitting cast right there. But a 4.1, that's...
Sunk like a rock.
Man.
He had a good cast for I Heart Huckabees, too.
Oh, he did I Heart Huckabees?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I haven't set that either.
I mean, once he kind of made it, he's been getting some pretty decent casts.
Yeah.
But see, so he is capable of missing. And I think that's what's going to happen with Amsterdam. It's going to go down as a miss. But I mean, I was thinking about it. That movie is like ripe for a recut. Somebody could like re-edit that movie. And
Right,
maybe,
Amsterdam?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I Heart Huckabees gets 6.6, and again, Jason Schwartzman, Jude Law, Naomi Watts, Mark Wahlberg, Dustin Hoffman, Lily Tomlin.
That was a fun movie. I like that one.
You know, that's a really good cast too, and that's another one I haven't seen. So I'm gonna start making a list of all these movies because there's a lot of good ones. I can't believe he got a 4.1 with all the critically acclaimed movies he's done over the years.
Right.
I mean, American Hustle got nominated for 10 Academy Awards. You know, it didn't win any, but it was still nominated. You know, so it's obviously a good. I haven't seen it, but it's obviously a pretty good movie, a well-liked movie.
I really liked Christian Bale in Amsterdam, and I'd like to see him get a nomination for that movie.
I think
he's that good. I mean, he's got these subtleties to that character that are really.
I really think
terrific.
he's good in everything, though. I think we've had this conversation before. I mean, American Hustle got 7.2. You know, with a really good cast.
Did you see it?
No.
No.
And I own it.
Oh.
Another on the list of movies that I own that I have not seen.
I think I've watched it twice. I think that's how much I liked it.
I mean, it's got an awesome cast. I mean, you got Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Jeremy Renner. I mean, they've all been nominated for Oscars. You know, Christian Bale has one. Jennifer Lawrence has one. Bradley Cooper does not. Amy Adams, shockingly, does not. And I think I want to say Amy Adams has been nominated 8 times.
Quite a few, yeah.
You know, if she's got to be like...
She and...
Tom Cruise. Oh, okay, only 6. I thought it was more than that. But that's still a lot because she's very talented. And I feel like maybe a couple times she may have been overlooked.
Glenn Close has been has been nominated the most without winning.
She was not. I want to say she was nominated recently, but she did not win. Right? She still hasn't won.
She still hasn't won yet.
I feel like she was nominated within the last couple of years.
They're gonna wait till she's like 80, and then they'll. Give her
but she
something.
won't even be able to walk up to get it. You know. I swear it was just something very recent though. She's been nominated for 8 Oscars, so
yeah.
Obviously, Fatal Attraction is gonna be one of them. Oh, Hillbilly Elegy. Oh, she's been nominated a couple times recently.
Oh yeah, right. She did that with Amy Adams.
Supporting role. She was nominated in 2019, Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role for The Wife.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that movie
with
at all.
Anthony Price. No,
Jonathan Price.
Jonathan Price.
Yep, I could tell it's him just by looking at it. Yeah, I mean that got a 7.2.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
good. Jonathan
yeah.
Price is a really good actor.
See, she could. I think she might have been a favorite to win that year too.
I think that's the year I'm thinking of.
That's how good she is.
A name you don't really see in movies anymore, Christian Slater. He was in that. That's probably the first movie in a major release that he's been in a long time.
Some of these people, I think they just drop off the face of the earth.
I think they
We
do.
need to do it. You know, people who've dropped off the face of the earth. Of course, we could have said that about Brendan Fraser, who's going to be in The Whale.
In The Whale, yeah. No, that's very true because, I mean, he was nowhere forever, and then Crash came out, and that was a big movie. That ended up winning Best Picture that year. And then another couple of years went by, and then he wasn't really in anything again. And then they did a new Mummy movie with him and Jet Li, and that kind of brought him back into fame again. And then he just left again. It's like he just pops up every few years for a big movie or whatever, and then he's just gone.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I mean, maybe some people just get sick of the limelight. I mean, I know they've talked about it a lot in the industry, like female actresses specifically have a very small shelf life. You know, like, and there's a lot of actors that, like, I mean, we'll talk about it. Like, Mel Gibson was huge in the 80s and 90s. I mean, he doesn't really, he's behind the camera, I think, more now than anything. But, I mean, he was like, Tom Cruise is really the one that stood the test of time because he's been an A-list actor for
consistently
35 years since the first Top Gun came out.
Right.
Really, you know, he's been a household name. I mean, The Color of Money, I think, came out the year before that, but then you have, like, Top Gun, then the next year you have Rain Man, then you have, like, Born on the 4th. Consistently, like, every year he's got a smash hit, you know? Some years he's got multiple hits. You just don't see that anymore.
And that was one of the trailers that's out. Is there's going to be a Mission Impossible movie next year.
Right, and that's a huge series. It's got to be obviously his biggest series because you can't really count Top Gun as a series if there's only 2.
Right.
I mean, there's probably going to be another one, but you saw recently Collateral, and what did you think of that?
Oh, I like that movie.
Because that's a different turn on him because you don't really see him play the bad guy very often.
Right.
You know, but he was great at it. You know, he's got the dyed hair. I mean, this was 2004, you know, so this is almost 20 years ago. He definitely didn't have gray hair, you know, but it was just him and Jamie Foxx. It was pretty much just the two of them. And Jada Pinkett Smith a little bit at the beginning and a little bit at the end. But it's pretty much just the two of them in the car the entire time. But it was great. I mean, I wasn't bored. Like, it was very, like,
right.
Great, very well-paced movie. I mean, Michael Mann's really good at that. I mean, Heat was really long, but he didn't make it seem that long. You know, and that's a classic. I love that movie.
Yeah, I think when a movie's, even if it's long, if it doesn't feel super long,
right,
that's a great testament to the movie.
Like, we went and saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I thought that was finely paced. Like, I didn't think it was like, I'm looking at the clock like,
absolutely
you know,
not.
What the hell? You know, it's like, I thought it was very well paced. And Tarantino's movies are like that way a lot, though. I know a lot of his movies, he moves them along with dialogue, like, especially like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. Like, those movies are mostly all dialogue, but they just move along. They're fast paced. You know, like the opening.
I think Hateful Eight dragged.
I haven't seen it. You know,
that movie, because I was really excited when I got to see it at one point, and I was disappointed because it started to take off the beginning, and then it got to a point I felt it was kind of draggy.
I felt that way about Kill Bill Volume 1. Like, I thought it was great at the start, but then it just, I don't know, it just kind of dragged on. And I just, honestly, that was the first Tarantino movie that I saw that I couldn't wait for it to end. And I didn't even bother watching Kill Bill Volume 2.
Right.
You know? I mean, even Jackie Brown, I know that wasn't really considered one of his lauded movies, but I really like that.
I like it a lot.
I thought that was a good movie, very good cast.
And I think it moves.
It does. It does. You know?
I was going to watch the two Kill Bills again.
Yeah.
I was going to, at some point, it's on my list as a project.
I don't know what it was. It just, like I said, it dragged, and it just, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. After having, I think it was, 7 years between Jackie Brown and Kill Bill, I guess I was just like, it took you 7 years for that? I was like, that's the best you could come up with? I think it was 97 to 2003, so 6 years. But they made such a big deal about it. Like, Quentin Tarantino's first movie in 6 years, you know, we have to see this. And then I saw it, and I was like, wow, what a dud. I just didn't like it, you know?
Well, they did that with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, except that lived up to it.
That did. That absolutely lived up to it. Whereas Kill Bill, I think she was nominated. I think Uma Thurman was nominated for lead actress for part 2. But it didn't make box office. I don't think it made what they anticipated it to make. I mean, and it's a pretty violent movie, you know? I mean, it's not, I don't think Tarantino's ever done a PG-13 movie.
No.
I think everything he's ever done even the movies that he's written that he didn't direct are still, you know, because he wrote, like, Natural Born Killers, he wrote True Romance, you know, but other directors did them.
Now, he said he's going to make one more, right?
Is it true that there's a rumor about him doing a Star Trek movie? I don't know. He said he did say he was going to do one more, but I mean, I don't understand why on earth he would ever want to.
He would do a Star Trek. Yeah, that doesn't really.
It doesn't make sense. We are just about out of time. So
right.
What about you didn't see Smile, right?
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay, I was going to say. I thought.
Oh yeah, I went to the movies.
So
I've been going a lot.
What did you think of that?
I thought it was okay. It had a kind of a cool. I thought it had an interesting concept to it. You know, that these people had a big smile right before they committed suicide. in front of somebody and traumatize them. So I kind of thought that the smile was like people putting on like a happy face while they're depressed.
That is an interesting concept. I mean, it's done very well. It's made over $100 million at the box office. For an
Right.
R-rated horror movie, that's kind of rare. So, I mean, Halloween's only at 60 and it's not going anywhere.
And then what happened was, somebody would witness the suicide, they'd be traumatized, and then they would go and they would commit
Just like
suicide.
pass. Yeah. Okay.
So I thought that kind of had something to say, kind of had a little undercurrent about, how traumatizing suicide can be to the people that stay alive.
It sounds good enough that I'd check it out, I think. But that's been our episode of the Best Pictures this week. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Treller. These are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Here's Johnny. Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.